this segment Q&A from someone that I've been building with lately for about a year now. Particular artist by the name of Dej Loaf, and I may not be pronouncing that right. I'm not sure if it's silent like D Loaf or Dej Loaf. I'm not sure, or DJ Loaf, DEJLOAF. And I've been doing this service for a while, but I was explaining to her about these artists in the feature game and how it works, and how you may be or an up and coming artist, you may have a decent amount of views, and you may go ahead and have enough money to put a feature on your CD or album or whatever, or song in this instance. And that particular feature that you use may be very wealthy based upon their views on YouTube or whatever the case may be. So you may be an artist, you may be getting 1 million views, for instance. You may feature somebody that's getting 20 million views, 100 million views. You figure your views are going to go up, and they may go up, but over time you may find out that that artist has an ownership in your viewership secretly. And this is something that I assist people with on how to actually liquidate and get out of that type of a situation so that you're not in debt. Because that's what happens. This is how a lot of people get turned into Illuminati sex slaves and puppets. Is because they have these features, they may have the money in the beginning to pay these artists, but then over time, they find that the artists and their ownership and their equity and their credit is maybe better, and they take ownership over their act. And some of these artists may already come into the game with money. You got to remember that. So their views may be different from your views. You may have 1 million views, they may have 1 million views. Their 1 million views may be worth 1 million. Your 1 million views may be worth 100,000. And that's because of credit based upon how you came in, and not only that, commodities, what you have backing your views. And this is what I've been teaching people, like, and they don't understand it, of course. And a lot of people, like I was saying earlier, been shitting me on the service because they believe that I may be just some form of a con. But I've helped people that were celebrities with this service, real life celebrities that are in the music industry with appraisals is what I call it, and helping them to see that these videos that they have online are real estate properties. They're not just videos. You treat them just like a piece of real estate, the way you would manage it and everything, but you have to have ownership. Everyone can't do that. And that's what some people get upset at. You're like, well, I want to do this too, and I want to do it. You know, you have that scenario, but it's like, not everyone can do it because of paperwork, contracts. Just like a celebrity is just like anybody. You know, there's a lot of people on YouTube that aren't celebrities, of course. I understand that. But it's the same scenario. They're still in contracts. It's your ID. And they ask you when you fill out your application to get a YouTube channel about your identification, who you are. So whatever you used as your ID, that's going to turn into your name credit, which will eventually lead to your appraisal over time, and what your channel is really worth for those people that can't have an appraisal, a private appraisal, because of being in too many contracts and debt by the state or whatever. Then you have to monetize. Essentially, you have to either receive monetization on your videos or barter and trade monetization, as similar to what we do on 13 Signs Astrology. You have to barter and trade monetization points. But that would be the only way, essentially, for you to get out of any form of a debt or contract. And there's ways to do that, and where to do that, and how to do that. That's where I come in at. Teaching people how to actually go about doing it, and what do you have to do exactly to free yourself with no money, of course. Yeah, you don't need any money. I mean, you pay me the fee, but I'm saying, like, there's no investment after that. If you already got art and music, then that's all you need. So in her case, she featured this particular artist that, of course, probably would have a little bit more of an exposure than her, which was I forgot who it was, but Kevin Gates, yeah, he would have a lot more exposure than her. And essentially, I would look at it like, even though, of course, she's had songs with other bigger artists and features and all of that, at that point, when he put out that music with her and featured on it with her, he took a total ownership over a lot of what she was doing. at the time, and even his label, he may not know this stuff. See, the stuff that I'm talking about, this isn't like, okay, well, Kevin Gates is taking over DJ Loaf's career. Like, no, like intentionally, like they don't know any. They just trying to get money. Like it's like a hustle. But you got businessmen, they come wise men in the background that's what they specialize in. That's what they do. So like after it's all done, this is what they doing. While everybody's done and popping bottles and this and that and third, they're like, all right, now it's time to manage the behind the scenes aspect of it. So that's all it is, whatever. This is something I've been wanting to put out and kind of say to people honestly, because it's been a lot of argument about views and what stuff is worth, and I've went across the internet and haven't seen many people speaking on this level. That's why I'm confident in speaking on this level. I've helped people that were honestly millionaires, and these were some of the most humble people that was willing to give me donations for some of the stuff that I was talking about for free, to help me to be confident in knowing that you're not just talking about bullshit. Like what you're saying is definitely worth a lot of money. You just don't have the stage and the crowd really. But I was still giving assistance. So I just helped the urban community. It's a lot of independent MCs out there. It's a lot of independent people that want to get into the media industry and marketing. That's what I specialize in. And this is who I help, to help you to really appraise, like, what are you doing? Like, people say they want to start businesses. Do you have enough money? If you don't have enough money, like, should that stop you? Somebody has to tell you first, do you got enough money? Some people, they don't want to tell you. They'll just take your money and start a corporation for you, and then you won't know what the fuck you're doing. But I wouldn't tell them. I'll just be like, you don't even have enough money. I'll just tell you straight up. Like somebody had $5,000. They were talking about doing this and that with me about a month ago, and I just told them that's not going to be enough money. Somebody else would have came up with a budget and took their money, and they was really willing to pay me, but I didn't take it because it wasn't enough money. So that's the type of, I don't even do business projects myself unless it's fully funded. That's where a lot of people go wrong at, really 100%. And I'm gonna say this to shut down is because it's not about how much money you make or how many views you got. In the end, it's about how much profit you turn. Stay vigilant.